there is still some tongue movement involved with it. Think ya, ya. Like there's that mouth movement and the tongue moving, ya, 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 ya. Most letters of our alphabet are either a consonant or a vowel. Some, however, like to flutter between these two classes of letter. The best example of this has to be the letter of Y. The second to last letter of the Latin alphabet is an interesting one. Generally, it is considered a consonant and doesn't get to sit in the special vowel club along the likes of A, E, I, O and U full time. It's only considered a vowel under certain scenarios. The thing is, there's way more scenarios out there where Y works as a vowel as opposed to when it works as a consonant. So should we let Y join the vowel club full time? Why do we consider it a consonant that's sometimes a vowel, where seemingly it's a vowel that's sometimes a consonant? The first thing we should figure out is why exactly can Y be a vowel and a consonant? This comes down to the weird dynamic between the sounds of English and how we visually represent those sounds. The English alphabet is of course composed of 26 letters. However, the language when spoken consists of around 44 sounds. This means there isn't enough letters for unique sounds, so in many cases, the letters we use relate to more than just a single sound. We saw this clearly with our video about the letter A we made a while back, and the many sounds a single A can represent. With A, however, the variety of sounds it is used to represent are all vowel sounds. Vowel sounds being sounds we make that don't require us to close our mouth or move our tongues all that much. Consonants obviously being the opposite of that. This isn't the case for our friend of Y. 3 of the sounds represented with Y are actually vowel sounds, while only one of its sounds is a consonant. Let's look at these sounds and when they appear in a word, shall we? But before we continue, I'd like to briefly talk about Patreon and Super Thanks. Patreon is the best way to financially support Name Explained, and donating just $1 a month gets you ad-free videos, a chance to say what names get explained, an exclusive monthly newsletter, and your name at the end of these videos. All of that can be found at patreon.com/nameexplained, which we linked down below. Conversely, if you want to make a one-time donation, you can leave a super thanks directly in the comments section of any of my videos here on YouTube. They help out tremendously too. Thank you. Anyway, the first of its vowel sounds is the long E-like sound. We hear this most often when the letter Y appears at the end of a word. More specifically, a word with multiple syllables and one of those previous syllables features a traditional vowel like A or U, and Y is immediately preceded by a consonant. That might sound confusing, but if you think of words like happy or cozy, you can clearly hear the Y making that long E sound in these instances, a sound which is clearly a vowel too. The second vowel-like sound it can make is a short I sound. This is most commonly seen when Y appears in the middle of a word or syllable when there are no other vowels in place. Think of a one-syllable word like sink and gym and we can hear it there. An example of this sound in a multi-syllable word is something like rhythm. A really great example, however, has to do with the word of pygmy. Here we see a single word which makes those 2 previously mentioned Y sounds. The first Y makes the short I sound, while the second one makes that long E sound. And the final vowel sound the letter can represent is a long I sound. This is when the letter appears at the end of a word or syllable when there's no other vowels. Think of single syllable words like cry or fly, or even cycle and hybrid as examples of it appearing at the end of a syllable where it makes that sound too. Y can also function as a vowel in a fourth way too. That's when it's part of a diphthong. Explained way too simply, a diphthong is a vowel sound which requires multiple sounds, and is normally represented with multiple letters. When Y is at the end of a word preceded by another vowel, it normally makes a diphthong vowel sound. Think of words like bay, or guy, or today. This shows us that we have loads of ways for Y to make a vowel sound, but of course, technically, this letter is a consonant. So when does it make a consonant sound? Well, there's actually only one situation in which this happens. It's when the letter is seen at the start of a word or syllable. Think of a word like you, or yellow, or kayak, or beyond, and you can hear it making a different sound entirely. This is that classic Y sound, the Y sound, which only this letter can make. It's perhaps the sound the letter is most linked with. Like when you're learning about sounds and letters in the alphabet as a kid and we come to the letter Y, this is the sound we're told it goes. We're like, Y goes, yeah. That's, I'm sure you had that in one of your lessons as a kid where you were told about A goes ah, B goes ba, and Y goes yeah. Sometimes you got to compare to what children are doing because, I don't know, just we're teaching them some really good stuff clearly, genuinely, learn your alphabet, kids. That was a weird tangent. And this kind of explains to us why Y isn't a vowel. While it can make all of those vowel sounds, those sounds can also be made with other letters and combinations of letters like I and E. We could in theory spell a word like cry without a Y and spell it something like C-R-I-E or something. The only reason we use Y in these cases is due to the long weird history of English and its arbitrary grammar rules that the language has. Like, technically words can't end with I in English, so words that should end with an I more often than not get a Y instead. Y came into being to not actually represent any of these vowel sounds. That's just a byproduct of English being weird. Y's primary purpose is to make that consonant Y sound. And yeah, it is a consonant. Why you don't have to open your mouth too dramatically, there is still some tongue movement involved with it. Think Y, Y. Like there's that mouth movement and the tongue moving, Y, 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 Y. As opposed to like or, where it's just that single thing. You know, you just trust me on this one. Anyway, this is Y's definitive sound, and while these days you can hear it making a vowel sound more often than not, it chiefly exists to represent a consonant sound, hence why it's seen as a consonant that makes a vowel sound, as opposed to the other way around. It kind of reminds me of pipe cleaners. Pipe cleaners were invented to clean smoking pipes, hence their name, but today they are way more commonly seen in arts and crafts. Yet despite the fact their secondary purpose has become more common than their primary purpose, they're still more than fit to serve that initial purpose. Yeah, I'm wrapping up this video by comparing the letter Y to pipe cleaners, I guess. Who saw that coming? But what do you think about this? Should Y be a vowel or should we keep it as a consonant? Let me know what you think down below. Also, please go suggest a topic down below which we could cover in next Monday's Name Explain video. It can be about literally anything and the topic can be as niche or broad as you like. I will then choose 3 of those topics and place them in a poll for my patrons to vote on. Then the winner from that poll will be the topic covered in next Monday's Name Explain video. You can vote in that poll as well as enjoy many other great benefits by visiting patreon.com/nameexplain, which we linked down below, and by donating just $1 a month. Thank you. Anyway, that's more than enough for myself, but don't forget to go follow me on Instagram where I'm NameExplainYT, and don't forget to join the Facebook page, Friends of Name Explain, where you can chat with myself and many other name nerds. Okay all, take care. Let's get recording. The many sounds that single A represent. Ooh. I can't even clap today, Amber. Y can also function as 3 of the sounds that represent. My god, this is not going well today, Amber. The Y sound. Okay all, take care. I feel really blinded, like I think I've done my lighting quite badly, like I feel like I can barely see the screen and my glasses are a mess. Take care, bye.